Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil, and today I'm going to be talking about Magic: The Gathering Arena. It's a game that I've been playing is my number 2 game online trading card game for a while now. I did some videos on it in the past. They're still on the channel. You can find those. I'm going to restart, I think, doing some videos on the Magic: Gathering Arena. That's kind of my plan. Maybe upload about a video a week is my thought. So we'll see how it all goes. And been trying to figure out how to do this, and recorded a couple of videos trying to get how do I present it. But the best place to start, I decided, is with the tutorial, because it does a very nice job taking you through Magic: The Gathering, both how the gameplay works in general and how Arena works as well. We have this little guide called Sparky, and he or she will then take us through what we need to know, introduce the game. We get these little text boxes. Which I may read if they're important. Some of them are just kind of, not crucial information. So, Magic: The Gathering. So it's not we don't start with a full game. So, it's highlighted here what we need to do. We need to drag this planes forward. But let's see. I'm going to read through the text. I'm just going to let the text boxes play through a little bit first, because it should tell us what to do as it gets through. There's a little bit of chit-chat too in the game, but you'll need to draw mana from lands to cast your spells, which is important to know. This is a land, and it gives me mana. It tells me over here to the right, then play a land, and then Sparky comes over here because I'm taking too long, says, yo, dummy. It does it more polite than that. Yo, dummy, do something. So I don't have enough mana yet to cast a spell, so that's all I can do for now, which is true, because Shrine Keeper takes 2 mana. That's what these two white mana, that's what those dots mean. So now play another land so you can summon a creature. So play lands. There's 2 types of cards. There are spells and lands. So it's showing me what to do here, which is nice with a little animation. It costs 2 white mana. These are both white mana. And then it says click to continue. So I'll spend those, which then taps them, which means I can't use them again that turn. It probably will tell me that too. So I summon a creature. It was starting to tell me to do that, but just drag it forward. You can summon creatures to fight for you, so that's good. So now I have a creature in play. I can't attack that turn because of summoning sickness. I imagine it's going to tell me that at some point. So your tap lands untap at the beginning of your next turn, so that's great. So you can play 1 land each turn. So it wants me to play this land, so I'll go ahead and do that. I think it wants me to play the Shrine Keeper. Strategically, it'd be better to wait to play it, but anyway, the game kind of wants me to, so I'll just go along with what it wants. It's basic gameplay. It's not telling me about all the ins and outs. Okay, so now it's telling me about summoning sickness. So the one I just played can't attack. Well, that's why I want to play, because it's grayed out. It's got these little black kind of shadow over it, but I can attack with this one. So click on each creature you want to attack with. So I'll click on it. You could also just say I'll attack over there, and then you say 1 attack, or you get the chance to modify. So power is the first number. It's a 2/2 creature, 2 power, 2 toughness. So tough power means it does 2 damage. After it attacks, it becomes tapped, which means it can't block the following turn. After a creature attacks, it's tapped. After lands, the mana gets used that turn, it gets tapped. Everything untaps when your turn starts, though. Move your mouse over to see the details. This is the nice thing. So it's an elf warrior. It's a 2/2. It tells me that with the strength and toughness, and it says it has summoning sickness. So my creatures untap when my turn starts. They want me to drag out this new creature who's more powerful, strength of 3, and now they want me to attack. So I'll do all attacks. You can click each one, or just click the all attack button if that's what you need to do, and then confirm. Now I imagine they're going to block, and it's going to teach me about this. So I've been blocked, my opponent there. So these 2 face off against each other. Power of 2, toughness of 2. So we each do 2 damage to one another, and that's enough to eliminate our toughness. So we are knocking each other out, and it shows you this little graphic of what happens there, which is nice. Boom, they're both knocked out. Which, was that the best play right now? That might have been the right play anyway. But the game's just teaching me. It's just teaching me how the game works. It's not teaching me it's not optimizing my strategy. Now, that's a big problem because we'll move over it. It's a 4/4 creature, so it's going to knock out anything we attack with, and it won't get knocked out itself. So I don't like that. So they want me to play the land. This beast will destroy your creature if you attack now, which is true. So I want to not attack, and I think if I waited, eventually it would tell me not to do that. So, but if they attack, then I could win the game. Oh, that's not good. Target creature gets 4/4 till end turns. Now it has 8/8 for this turn, and if they attack me this turn, I lose the game if I don't block, right? So it's going to tell me to block, I imagine. Stand your ground. One of your creatures can block it. They could both block as well, and I'm going to block with the one that does less damage because it's going to get blown up, and it's telling me which one to do. It's going to get knocked out. So one blocker. I lose my creature, but even a small creature will block all damage. That's the nice thing, unless it has an ability called Trample. There's a lot of mechanics in the game, and I don't know if, so destroy tapped creature. So this is a sorcery. I can spell it and cast it now. Part of what makes Magic a little more complicated if you're a Pokemon player is there's a number of steps to each turn. There's this beginning, main 2, which is and then the end phase. All right, so I can attack, and I might as well. They can't stop me unless they have a spell to counter me, which I don't know about. It's always possible. I can't block this turn, so if they can get a huge damage number. All right, what do I have? Oh, this is awesome. Tap all creatures your opponent's control with toughness of 2 or less, so I can cast it now. It makes it easy. The sequencing gets a little complicated, but in Arena, it's nice and simple. The cards glow when you can play them, right? And unlike Pokemon TCG Live, they're generally correct. So I tap their both creatures. Now they can't block because they're tapped. I'll just do all attack, and I have game now. So boom, goes from 1 to -2 because I did 3 damage. So boom, walk through, learned a number of things about playing lands, paying the cost to cast spells, creatures, summoning sickness, right? A lot of things, sorceries that can impact the game. So you have these 5 different tasks to do. You unlock some cards as you go through. So you want to do it. You can skip it as well, and if you do, you still will unlock the cards. But if you're not certainly familiar with the game, you can. These are the decks I think I'm going to go against. You could study the decks for this. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to play the games. Generally speaking, look, you can always jump in and just play the game and see what happens, not worry about what your deck is, your opponent, and just learn as you go. But the best thing is always to study things in advance. You'll just get a lot better. So similar, have these 2 creatures. Now we have a creature with haste, and it tells me what that is. When it comes in with haste, it can attack that very first turn. And if you hover over the cards to the right, it shows me that what it says it has haste, and it defines what haste is. So that's really good. So only 1 damage, so that's why it's saying it's okay there. Got another one in, and another one. So now I have 3. So that's a lot more. I started the game with more life points than my opponent, though. So the tutorial is trying to make sure I win the game here, right? So cast my land, and then put out my Shrine Keeper, and that's going to be that. And then my turn will automatically end. I think you can make things so they're going to attack. So I want to block here. I can only block 1. I choose which one I want to block. They're all identical. So I will block that. I will destroy their creature. I hope they haven't used their other mana yet, so they could have an instant spell, which would cause me trouble. Uh-oh, now he's got even more damage, so that's not good. I mean, more, I want to say HP, but more, toughness and such. All right, so my turn again. Cast. I have 2. I guess I want to cast both creatures. See what happens. I have enough mana to do both, and there's not a reason to hold them back. And then I don't want to attack because, right, if I'm blocked, I'll get knocked out by the Goblin Warrior. So no attack, which is what the AI is telling me to do. So some basic strategy. So they're attacking. That's actually good because I can now. I'll block. I don't want my creatures getting knocked out. So I'll block these 2 1/1 creatures. They both will get eliminated because these are 2/2s. I'll let the 3/3 go through. I could have blocked him with my Sanctuary Cat. He would have been knocked out, but would have stopped the damage. Maybe, whether that was the right play or not. So he's going to sacrifice a Goblin to do 5 damage to me. Okay. I'm down to 6, which I don't love. All right, it wants me to cast a land, I think, and I will just do all attack. See what happens here. I'm down to 6. They're down to 8, so see what happens here. Obviously, a little bit concerned with this game, with how it's going. I could have blocked with that Sanctuary Cat. I didn't. The game didn't tell me what I should have or not. It might not matter. So now things get a little trickier. So I can cast. This is nice. When I cast him, I gain 4 life, so I'll do that. I could. So I think I don't want to attack. If I attack, I mean, I could attack. The thing is, I think I'm not gonna attack. I could have attacked, but the Goblin Leader can knock out any of those creatures attacking. So I just want to make sure if they do a big attack here, they have a bunch of mana though, so I need to be careful. So I want to wipe out. So I'm going to wipe out all their creatures, right? Send the big, always, whenever possible, block with the creatures that aren't going to be killed. And there we go. And all their creatures are gone. Now it's time to bring the pain, they say. So they probably have some type of a sorcerer. Okay, so it's gonna it deals 3 damage to me when it gets played. I don't love that. Okay, so I'll cast the spell, just get some more life. Do I want to attack this turn, right? That's part of my question. I think I'll attack with these 3 lower strength creatures. I'm not certain exactly how this game should work. They'll block 1. I will get 3 damage in though, so they're down to 2, which puts me in a spot where, and now because of that extra life I gained, I can just let them attack. It doesn't hurt me. Now, if they have another card that deals me, we'll see what happens. So I may have game this turn. I destroy tap creature, so I probably just have game here. They have 5 mana still. They could have some spells to counter things, but I only need 2 damage, so I'll just attack with everyone. I guess I'll hold back the Sanctuary Cat because that actually doesn't matter. Because if any of my other 3 creatures hits, I would just win the game. Might save back the Sanctuary Cat just in case they had some counter to things to wipe out my attackers, and just so I had something left on board for the following turn. But there we go, got a win there. Just again showing a little bit more mechanics of the game. Getting a few more cards unlocked in the process is quite nice as well. So I've unlocked 8 cards so far. So up to something new against, I believe, a new deck. Like I said, you can look at what the decks are, which isn't a bad option. You have this avatar that they show you for the tutorial. You have to pay real money to get this avatar, so they're kind of trying to get you to like that avatar with the tutorial, I say, which is a bit unfair. Look, if you're a Pokemon TCG Live player, it's very budget friendly. You don't have to spend any money at all to get access every card in the game. The price we pay is the game doesn't always work. So this now a creature with flying, and with flying, it can't be blocked unless a creature has reach or flying. So that's not ideal for me. So they're going to keep hitting, and I probably can't block them. For a full-blown game, you start with 20 life each player. This one's slightly different. So now enchantment they're gonna play it onto their creature. It gives it +1/+1, and that's a permanent attachment, kind of like a tool. But you can have multiple enchantments attached to the same creature. So there's certain differences. So I can't block because the bird has flying. The cat can't reach up and get the bird. So they're going to do 2 damage. Nothing I can do about it at all. So let's see what happens here. I've drawn an aura. So they want me to play the aura, which boosts my creature permanently. So I will attack now. They don't have a block. They can't block me because you don't want to attack to get knocked out. It's now a 3/4 creature. I'm doing more damage, so so the creature crab doesn't do any damage, but its toughness is 4, so it's just a blocker, which is going to stop me pretty effectively. So I can cast the Loxodian Line Breaker. get a creature in play, and there's no reason to attack. Because if I attack, look, I don't get knocked out, it doesn't do any damage, but I can't block then the following turn because I will be tapped. So getting that wall out was good for them. When they're going to tap a creature, so this is an enchantment that's going to make, and it puts a chain on it because it's saying, hey, I can't do anything. So I want to enchant this Sanctuary Cat. I think I could enchant. I could enchant either, but the Lineberger can't attack because the other enchantment. So put it on the Sanctuary Cat. It doesn't remove the other enchantment. So I will now attack. They can block, and they may do that, but I'll at least eliminate that creature from blocking next turn. Now I cannot block them this turn, so potentially they could have a big turn. Again, they're holding back their mana. They're not spending their mana until after they've attacked, which is generally a good strategy in the game. It's not really giving me much of an option. So draw 2 cards. So this is, right, so think of this, in Pokemon, drawing 2 cards isn't that big a deal. But in Magic, the Gathering, drawing 2 cards is huge. I mean, we make fun of, the draw 3 cards. Okay, get some extra life is good. And get another attacking option. So just going to attack. They'll probably block me again. I destroy their blocker once again. But as I was saying, drawing 2 cards is a big deal. I can click in the graveyard and see the cards there. You can want to do that occasionally. I missed what happened, but ooh, okay, that's not good. A dinosaur that's a 4/6. So that's not great. So I want to cast this Angelic, and I want to put it, I believe, on the Spiritual Guardian because I want the dinosaur not to knock out either creature. I could make the Sanctuary Cat bigger, but right now I can attack with both creatures, and they won't knock me out, and I will knock them out if they try and block. So if they don't block, I don't win the game this turn. But so that was a good turn for me, and they chose the right creature to block because the Sanctuary Cat doesn't knock them out. But I did 6 damage, which means I should win this turn. I hope so. We'll see. They haven't cast their mana yet, so they could have some trickery still up their sleeve. They only have 1 card in hand. Don't know what that is. So okay, just getting. All right, so if he goes, so they can block 1, he wins the game if he gets through. Sanctuary Cat does not win the game, so I'm going to enchant the Sanctuary Cat. So I should have game. If either creature gets through, I win the game, right? I wanted to split it, so they could have blocked. They probably should have. I mean, I guess it didn't matter. They were going to lose anyway, but they could have blocked what I would have done. I would have eliminated their creature though too. Excuse me, got a little yawn. So, things working through the tutorial, getting a sense of how the game works, unlocking some cards, which is good. Unlocking it, the economy is just much tougher in Arena, so getting cards is a big deal. So now up to the 4th lesson, and then I don't remember what number 5 is. So this is against another deck, I believe, right? There were those, I think, 4 decks, which I could skim through to take a look at. We'll take another video, talk about how to kind of look at decks and see what's there. So 10 health, or I don't know, life. I don't know what it is. Life, I guess. Opponent has creatures that can counter my spells, I think. I didn't quite read through what it said in time. So cast my plane and cast my cat. Okay, so it is. So go on, attack me. So they're going to do something to cause me trouble. So I think I need to attack and find out what the trouble is. So I'm pretty sure the game wants me to attack, and it's gonna go, and they're gonna counter me. So yeah, this is my favorite part, they say, and destroy target creature with power 2 or less. So they're probably gonna just wipe out my Sanctuary Cat, which ultimately isn't all that big a deal. So that's okay. That's actually a good use of that card from my perspective. So they're just kind of playing their land and not doing anything. So it's a counter deck. And I'll play my other Shrine Keeper. I'll attack again, I think, and I imagine I'm going to get eliminated from the game again. Oh, so a flash is a creature that can be played anytime, like an instant in terms of timing. So it's just another mechanic. Flash is something there. And it just sits up there a little bit so I can read it through. It's a 2/1 creature, so they're going to block me, but we'll wipe each other out, so it's going to happen. Okay, how come the game now seems to be frozen? That's not good. Why is this just spinning here? There we go. Okay. I don't know. I right-clicked on it and seemed to progress. I don't know if that was necessary. Uh-oh, something happened. Okay. So, did I see that coming? I knew something was coming. So what's going to happen here? Do I want... I guess I enchant the creature. It's not an instant. I can't do it the last second. So I'll enchant and attack, and I guess I see what happens here. I'm not loving this. You know, if I was playing a regular game, I might actually kind of wait. So they have the flash creature again. If that's the only one they have, I will wipe it out and survive myself. So they played an instant, which lets them draw 2 cards. They sacrifice a creature, so they're going to get rid of the creature. I think I'm still blocked, though. So it's actually a very smart play by them, right? So they sacrificed that 1 creature, which they had to do, but it still served as the block. So that's a big deal. I've been waiting for this. So something bad's going to happen here. A 5/5. So they did damage based on the number so I guess I do this. So I need to, if I can't get, so I need to keep my blocker going. Oh wait, I can't block them, right? Oh no, it can't block. So no attacks. So just need to, because I need to stop this. When it entered the battlefield, it did a bunch of damage. If they have another creature like that, they would just win the game, but they can't. So I will. All right, I see. So I block here. Then I have tactical advantage, which lets me. Right now, I would get knocked out, which wouldn't be good. But I have an instant, which I can cast it now, and it gives me. I can give myself +2/+2. And that's very good. So, and the +2/+2 stays on permanently. So, do I attack this turn? I think I will. I'm concerned though. If I don't, I need to start doing damage to win the game. But okay, so now I think no, tactical advantage is just temporary, right? So. Oh, I need to play this, otherwise they're going to knock me out, right? Because they're going to do 2 and 2 and 4, and I have my strength is 4, if that's the right term. So I need to give myself, it gives me +2/+2, and I won't damage the my opponent, but I did take out both their creatures, and more importantly, my creature survived. So it's 6/2 when the turn ends, then it resets back to 4/4. Like I said, the 1 enchantment is something that stays there permanently. So what do I have here? So if I get, so this gives me a nice blocking option. So I think I want to attack again. I'm not certain about this part, and I'm not sure if it was an actual game, which I'd want to do, because obviously being able to protect myself from losing the game is important. But I do have this confront the assault card. So this is, so these have flash. They can play them whenever they want. I don't know that. Oh, so they played them at the end of their turn. So I can. So I need to block at least some. Do I block them all? Oh yeah, I do block them all because their strength is only 1. So I will actually wipe all of those 3 out. All our creatures get wiped out. Their 3 and my 3 get wiped out. So that's good. I guess I have to do this. I gain flying, so maybe they can't block me this turn. This might be my game-winning move here. I will attack. If I get through, I win the game, and I do. Fortunately, they didn't have any way to stop that. So, didn't know that these are pre-constructed. The order of the the cards. Sorry, the order of the cards is predetermined for these tutorial games. So they know exactly what's going to happen. So now I've unlocked a couple more cards, and what's not that nice job. That was some quick thinking. I don't remember what number 5 is. Number 5 may be an actual game. So let's see what happens. It doesn't have one of these opponents, or am I finished with the tutorial? So now, all right. So now he comes in, and Nicole Bolas, and this isn't good. He looks pretty scary, right? And he's a very powerful creature from I think the foundations of Magic: The Gathering, I believe. So I don't actually know the lore very well. There is a lore to it, and at some point, I've kind of glanced at it, but that's about it. So Nicole Bolas. So let's see what happens. So now it's a full-blown game. I don't believe the cards are randomized, so I have a way to win the game, and but I draw 7 cards to start. Normally with a game, you get to look at your hand, you get to choose to mulligan or not. This didn't do that, so I want to cast out a land first. They went first, so it's a red-black deck. So each player discards a card when it enters the battle. I'm pretty sure I want to get a plane, so I click it, and then I say submit. And what did they get rid of, by the way? They got rid of a creature with haste. So cast a land, and yeah, cast him, and then my turn is done. So... all right, they wiped me out. That's not great. But I think, at least it gets rid of that card, and there's nothing I can do to stop them. So I take 2 damage, but, we still have a ways to go. So now with 3/2 creature, a little bit stronger creature comes into play. I'm at the point where I'm going to need more land, though. Hopefully I draw some land. Getting rid of that land was a bit of a risk now, because now I can't. I need a couple more lands in play to play these other cards. So if I'm blocked, I can boost it with the instant. So if I didn't have this instant, I wouldn't attack, because they block and they knock me out. They've cast all their mana, so I will just they're blocking me, so I need to boost myself. Otherwise, I get knocked out. It's just till end of turn. But I survived the turn and took care of their creature, so that's good. And hopefully I draw another land, and then I will have 5, and I can cast my Spiritual Guardian. Put a target creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Okay, so that's good for them. And he has flying and haste. I certainly don't love that. So I'm taking some good damage here. Good damage meaning, which is bad, of course. And I can attack here. They can't block, so just get a little bit of damage. And I am ahead in terms of their done more damage to them than they have to me. But I am certainly, when you cast your next instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell. So if they have some type of an instant or something. Okay. So they hover there for me to read, and I'm not exactly sure. They don't seem to want to quite go away until I do some clicking. I'm not certain. So what do they do? Deal 2 damage to any creature with flying. So it wiped out my creatures. Well, that's not good. I need to hopefully draw land, and I did, because the game knows that that's what I need. And so this helps me out as I do other things. So I don't want to block. Oh, it has flying anyway, so I couldn't, right? Wow, draw 7 cards. That's a huge card there. Huge card. All right, so I'll cast here. I get and then this. I gain a life. And whenever whenever another creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life and draw a card. And so I played that one. I gained a life, drew a card, and I get to do it again. So now I'm starting to get a whole bunch of cards going, and I can play another one. So this is, this deck has set me up. So destroy target creature, destroy tap target creature. That's awesome. And take him out. And now Oh, that wasn't a creature. So I think I want to attack. I'm not certain about that. I could not attacking might be the right thing. I was in a position where I wouldn't get destroyed. I don't want him to get destroyed because his kind of ability is really key. He survived, though. That's good. It dealt 3 damage to each creature. That's very powerful. So I'm not going to attack because I get knocked out if I do, and they're telling me not to attack. Right? He as we've seen, he's very important. Cast a spell only if I'm being attacked. It cast 3 1/1 tokens with flying. So this is important, right? So I can block both of their creatures with flying. And I'd get a whole bunch of cards and such too, which is very, very nice as well. So I want to block these 2. Save my other creature with flying. It's not like I'm going to knock him out or anything. I could potentially, no. I could have done it where I could have knocked out one of their creatures, but I'm not going to do that. I could have put 2 creatures to block the 1 dragon and then tactical advantage, we would have wiped each other out. So cast my cat, which will get me another card. I'll want to cast the land before I'm done here as well. Okay, this is quite nice. I'll cast the land now too. And I can cast 1 tactical advantage as well. So he has flying and vigilance, which means he does not untap if he attacks. So but he has summoning sickness. So he or she can't attack this turn. I want to keep the spirit token to block next turn. I think I'm gonna need that. I'll just give the little poke of the 1. I felt pretty confident they weren't going to be able to knock me out. If they knocked that creature out, well, I'm glad I attacked because they knocked him out, and that's not good. I'm sure there's a way to win the game because I don't think I've misplayed, so I want to block. Do I want to? So I'm going to block here. I can rearrange these. I think I want to block here as well. I think I want to do that. Just stop because I don't think I want to take 6 damage either. I'm not, that one I'm not completely certain on. So angelic reward. I don't think I want to attack though, because then otherwise I think they just win the following turn. 10, they can do 15. Wow, do I attack or not attack? That's kind of the question here, right? I can wipe out one of their creatures. Probably take him out. Let's think. So 6, 10, 15. No, I cannot attack. If I attack, I lose the game next turn. They do 15. No, I have 16. I got confused. So I could have. So let me take out the most powerful creature. I have 7/7, and I can boost my stats, and they can boost their stats too, though. So 7/7. So I just knock them out. So that's good. And these are just a temporary boost, tactical advantages till end of turn. So there's no reason to do that. Gaining 4 life is good. So I think 5. I'll attack this turn. It's dicey. Maybe I should attack last. Okay, they did. That's right. They couldn't block me, so I can win next turn with my angel attacking. I need to block. Oh, that's right. He has vigilance, right? I forgot about that. So I want to block here. And that's right. I should have attacked last turn. I forgot about vigilance. So the turn before this. So let me block here and here. Okay. So yeah, the fact that I forgot to And let me wipe out this. This will come up to, I'll do 5 damage, so I will wipe out their crab as well. So I should win on my turn. I think, I hope. We'll see what happens here if they have a blocker. So I should have attacked 1 turn sooner. I should have won the earlier turns, right? I forgot I had Vigilance. I didn't attack because I was afraid of not being able to block the following turn, but I had Vigilance. I forgot about that, and therefore I was able to win. But obviously in an actual game, a regular game, missing your chance to win by 1 turn can cost you victory. So anyway, the tutorial is good. It takes you through a decent amount of the mechanics. I strongly recommend doing it. I think you by default go into the tutorial. When you log into the game the first time, it asks you your experience level with the game. If you say you're very experienced, it might skip the tutorial. So tutorials first. I've already done a couple, advanced a little bit in the game and unlocked some things, and then you're going to want to do the color challenge next, so the next video will be on the color challenge, because that's what the game wants you to do as soon as you finish the tutorial. So anyway, a little intro to Magic the Gathering Arena. It's got a very solid tutorial. Recommend doing it, and it's a fun game. Again, this is a Pokemon TCG channel primarily. I'm still looking to keep that to be the focus. But don't be afraid to play other games and I think Magic the Gathering Arena is a fun game. It's one I enjoy, and if you want to give it a try, download it. It's free, and just have some fun playing some TCGs. Take care.